think we should talk about a trailer that you brought up. We did Fight Club as a throwback review on Tuesday of this week. Go back and listen after this episode. If you want to check it out, you should check it out because it's an electric throwback review, one of our best David Fincher masterpiece that's aged gracefully, or at least better than the way it debuted. David Fincher has an upcoming film, The Killer, his first feature since Mank, with Gary Oldman as the lead. We got Michael Fassbender, our fast train, Ricky Flicks's fast train, in the lead here, and he kind of steals the show. He is like the only prominent actor really shown in this trailer. This movie's coming out November 10th on Netflix, has award season aspirations. Ricky Flicks, initial reactions to this new trailer.
I really like this trailer. Love is too strong. I really like this trailer. And, right at the beginning, it's just Fassbender, him looking at his little smartwatch of his heart rate at 60 beats per minute, right? And you see that this is only going to be 90 seconds. It's going to be in and out. We're going to just show you a little bit of the fast train, a little bit of what he's going to do, and then we're going to get out. And then you see David Fincher drop 7, Gone Girl, Fight Club, like from the director of, and he picks those 3 movies. There's a reason he picked those 3. This ain't no Mank, right? This is gonna be back to David Fincher's roots from the 90s, and even the little bit of Gone Girl, a little mystery there, and yet we have no idea what the heck this plot is gonna be. All we saw is Michael Fassbender in these Hawaiian shirts and bucket hats and shooting people and jumping over fences and on a motorcycle. We didn't really see anything. We saw flashes of people and like a flash of Tilda Swinton, maybe the villain here, maybe the carrier. My guess is villain, but we didn't get a Charles Parnell who flashed saying that he's going to be a part of this movie. Like we only saw Fassbender being very active and saying stick to the plan, trust nobody. And you know what? That means he clearly doesn't stick to the plan, and he might have to trust somebody. He might have to go against, but we don't know what it's going to be about. So it's a great teaser trailer. I'm not going to say anything saying like this is the next masterpiece. I am kind of confused why this is going to be an Oscar type of movie. I think that hype might be too much. I think it's going to be a great movie, but an Oscar type of movie, I don't know from this teaser trailer, but I did like it.
I like this trailer. I did not love it, to be honest. And I'm a David Fincher guy. You know that, Ricky Flicks. I know you are as well. But I think a key part of this trailer was you're talking about when they shine the 3 movies where they say Gone Girl, 7, Fight Club. And it wasn't like a Ridley Scott Napoleon type of trailer where he's just listing his entire filmography of the greatest hits and this guy's making another movie. I think they are intentional by saying those 3 movies like you're talking about to let you know this is going to be a dark ass movie. If you are a fan of True Blue Fincher, this is going to be your cup of tea, and you're going to be tuning into Netflix November 10th to see Michael Fassbender eviscerate people. And as much as I love the idea of Fincher and Fast Train collaborating, I do want to say the way this trailer was cut up, it kind of gave me a headache. It cut every 2 seconds. It was kind of frustrating to watch. And I'm trying, it's good in the sense that don't overthink it. Michael Fassbender, right? This guy who's this master assassin who has to kind of deal with like his demons. Maybe he's fearing, right? Like the idea of humanity and him like moving on from this profession, but he has to get this last job done. Like many action movies we've seen before, but it's different because it's like, you think of like John Wick and like how it's like fantastical. It's going to be really grounded with David Fincher. It's going to be way different. Michael Fassbender, I don't think would accept that type of role now in his career because he did like Assassin's Creed. He did like X-Men and like as Magneto. I am excited for the collaboration, but the way it was cut up, it was just, I couldn't pull any details from it. And you could argue that's the best part about it because you don't have to overanalyze it, and you shouldn't, but that's just the way we're bred in this day and age with trailers.
Yeah, I guess I agree. I didn't have a problem with it. It did go fast, but again, they're trying to stick a lot of things in 90 seconds. So I kind of understand it. And also, this movie's going to be very fast. I feel like. I guess the
do you think he sticks to the plan?
No. So there's going to be like a kid involved, or
there's never been a more obvious character who doesn't stick to the plan after this trailer.
Never. There's never been.
Never.
But like, hey, I'm gonna say, I think we got a next goal wins trailer, and that Fassbender. Okay, Fassbender's back. That's what I'm saying. This movie, him stretching in the beginning, some of the visuals here with Fassbender, he's back. This is like Shame Fassbender, 2012, like 10 years ago. He's fully back. I've seen enough.
Yeah, I would say he's questioning himself in this movie. Like he's not actually questioning himself. He's like just telling himself what he has to do. Where he's like, remember, weakness is a vulnerability, right? And then he goes, don't take a job unless you're getting paid for it. And you should always take a job and think, what's in it for me? He's like coaching himself as he's going. And I think Shame is a good shout because I think it's gonna be Fassbender alone for a lot of this movie. And I love that. I want that in a David Fincher type of atmosphere. I think that's going to absolutely fucking rip, And that's why that's definitely what it's. Now that Dune has been pushed back and Kills the Flower Moon, right? We still get that coming this year. It's probably my second most anticipated movie for the rest of 2023. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
so
Second.
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be slick, and you could tell that from like the quick cuts and the fast pace of the trailer. And the dialogue in the trailer tells you all you need to know. To be honest, like you don't need like it doesn't seem like this is gonna be very complex. It's this guy probably dealing with kind of a career crisis, almost a midlife crisis in a way. He's so good at his job, but he's dealing with the signs of morality. And then maybe there's outside forces. You see him with a child in a hospital bed in one quick clip during this trailer. Does he have a connection with that person? Is that person drawing out some emotion somehow from a fast train? And who's just so good at his job? And I just can't wait to see him being absolutely stellar at his job. That's going to be the highlights of the movie, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's Fincher, so these action sequences, I think he's gonna take it up a level, from like a seven or like if you're thinking seven, those detectives like Brad Pitt, like he wasn't necessarily the like an assassin in that. He's just a cop, a detective, and Morgan Freeman's Morgan Freeman. Fight Club, we obviously have the fights, but like again, they're not professional fighters. I think here Fincher's going to go all out to try to give us some of the best action sequences, fight sequences that we've seen from him in his movies. And I think I'm really excited to see that to combine with, of course, the fast train coming back to prominence.
It seems like Fincher, he doesn't have big casts for his movies, but he usually has a couple big stars. Like like those movies he listed, like Seven, you think of the combination, obviously, of a Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. You can talk about Kevin Spacey coming in later on in the movie, but the movie centers around those two characters, and they do a great job balancing each other in that
Right.
movie with like this young punk cop, like one who's willing to kind of operate a little bit outside the boundaries with Brad Pitt, and then one who's done it by the book, who's wise, trying to be the mentor to the young cop with Morgan Freeman. We talked about Fight Club with the feeble Edward Norton and the macho Brad Pitt. Gone Girl, you got it's interesting because Rosamund Pike steals the show, right, as the crazy wife, but also you got the subdued Ben Affleck. Like usually there's two characters playing off one another in the leads of a Fincher movie. Here, it's gonna be similar almost to Mank, where it was Gary Oldman's movie. Yes, you get Amanda Seyfried there a little bit, but it's Gary Oldman's movie. Now you have David Fincher. This is his baby, right? This is like his show to run, and I'm excited to see because he hasn't been in our lives these last couple of years. Him just like taking the reins on a Fincher movie. That's just so exciting to me. Any other thoughts on The Killer before we move on to the next one?
There's going to be another trailer at some point, probably next month, some point, right? I hope they don't give away too much of the plot because I kind of like because again, how many movies have we seen where it's an assassin going through a midlife crisis, he wants to get out of the game, I
That's all we
kind of
need.
want yeah, like we that's all we need, but we're gonna need some sort of twist to make this instead of like an Amazon Prime series or movie. Instead, this is a David Fincher movie. It's gonna have to have some sort of psychological twist to it to make it different, more clever and creative. And I just don't want any hints of that in the trailer. So hope and again, Fincher with his commercial background, music video background as well. Maybe he's even cutting these up. I wouldn't be surprised if he's cutting this up, and then there's no way they are releasing that. But if they do release any plot details, then Fincher didn't cut these up.
It would make sense if he cut up the trailers, right? You were with the music video background, but yeah, I agree. Okay, That does it for David Fincher's The Killer, and we'll update you. We don't need another trailer. Like when I said like that's all we need, I'm talking about this trailer, and I'm also talking about that shot with the kid in the hospital. That's all you need. Don't say anything else. That may not even be it. Could be some misdirection. That could be the point of having like the such quick cuts. You know, it's just like, hey, you kind of have an idea. Let's leave it at that.